The anime begins with three friends sitting in a subway station and getting bored. One of the friends says that it would be cool to go to some other country, or even cooler to go to another world. The other guys support the idea. Suddenly, fireworks start going off behind the guys' backs. The heroes admire it, but not until a giant projectile is launched into the air. A bright flash and our heroes find themselves in an alternate world. Most likely it's Tokyo, but after some kind of disaster or accident. The guys start to explore the new world, and the first thing they do is go to the grocery store, as they want to eat in any world. The guys think about what happened to them. Maybe it's a dream or virtual reality. But despite all the unexpectedness, the guys even like the new state of affairs. However, closer to evening, one of the guys thinks and he gives out a phrase that this world may well be real, and therefore they should be realistic and examine the situation. It is true that the others do not take his words seriously. At the same time, the company notices a bright light on the other shore. The guys get there and end up at a traditional Japanese fair. There the boys are having fun again, eating goodies and having a good time. But soon they stumble upon a game board that informs them that some kind of game has started and 4 people are registered for it. The smartest of the lads makes up his mind that what the hell is going on and it's time to get out of here, but there is a stranger who says they cannot leave the game or they'll all die. The scoreboard announces the conditions of the game, difficulty 3 of clubs. In this anime, the suit means the type of game, and seniority means its complexity. The rules of the game are as follows: each player in turn draws a fortune-telling stick. The game ends when all players draw their sticks. If someone does not draw the wand before the lanterns go out, players will be punished. Well, there's nothing to do, so we have to play. All the more so Saori is the name of the stranger, confidently assures that this is not a dream and everything is serious here. They are unable to decide at first who will be the first to pull the wand. Korra, the most decisive and strongest of the group, takes the initiative. It's written on the wand that good luck awaits him, and the lucky direction is south. Everyone is relaxed and relieved. Kuraba notices that this is most likely not the first time Saori has played the game, and on top of that she has seen players die. The next stick is pulled by Toyota, a somewhat silly but kind boy, who has a little luck and must solve the equation and give the answer aloud. While Toyota tries to solve the problem, Kuraba continues to interrogate the girl. If she already went through the dangerous game, why did she decide to play again? To which Saori replies that they will only understand her if they survive the game. Before she can finish speaking, Chitio gives her the answer. He calls the number 18, but the correct answer is 15. As a punishment, the game shoots flaming arrows at them. Their number equals the difference between the correct and the incorrect answer. 3 arrows arrive at Theta, and the guy is wildly lucky to be wearing a mask. Saori pulls the wand next. She's even less lucky. On the wand is written super incomprehensible problem. I have to give an approximate answer. Girl calls the number 30, and the correct answer is 450. Accordingly, 420 arrows of fire fly at the heroes. A boy named Arisu froze from such injustice, but a friendly kick brought him to his senses. The guys began to hide, and while the 2 boys chose normal cover, the girl clearly doesn't understand how the arrows work. Toyota didn't hide at all. Karub had to save the fool. The next one to pull his wand is Arisu. He pulls a big fail on full confidence. It's impossible to give even an approximate correct answer there at all. Everyone starts to get mad, and we find out that Arisu is not just a boy, he's a cool genius, well, among his peers. He begins to analyze and comes up with the answer. Arisu is given an answer of 6.9 billion. Of course that's the wrong answer. However, it doesn't matter, the main thing is to understand where the arrows will fly from. Arisu realizes that the sticks indicate the direction from which the arrows will fly. This time they would fly from the north, so we should run south. Since Kuraba's stick said that was the safe direction. The foursome unite and run south in a hail of flaming arrows. They reach the end of the fair and find the entrance to the bunker. Inside is a scoreboard congratulating them on their success in the game. As a reward, they get a visa for 3 safe days. The boys make it through. Saori tells them that there are many people in this world and everyone is trying to survive as best they can. At the end of the day, the guys watch the death scene of one of the players who ran out of visas and was killed by some kind of green ray. It looks strange, but it scared the guys. Next we're treated to a little flashback, in which three friends are drinking at the bar where Kuraba works. Kuraba wants to be in the military. Tito just wants a girl. And Aries doesn't get along well with his family, problems with his brother and all that. Next, we are shown how the four characters settle into their new world. Everything seems to be fine, but the buzz is ruined by Kuraba, who declares that in this world you can't relax even if you have time to spare. Kuraba suggests that you go straight to the new game so you don't lose form. However, Chota is injured and can't take part in the game, so they leave him in a safe place and leave Saori with him so he won't be lonely. Arizo and Kuraba go to the game. This time all the players are gathered in the guest room of a huge building. You can tell by the local characters who is playing for the first time, and who is already a player with experience. Two characters in particular stand out, an athletic girl and a long-haired guy in a hoodie. The yappy voice again announces the start of the game. This time it's the 5 of spades. The spades are physical games. This is announced by the man in the hat, who approaches our heroes. The essence of the game is as follows: this catch-up game, there is a leader who must catch all the players. The task of the players is to find a single unlocked room, which is the base of the driver. If the players can enter it and touch the button, the game ends. It is impossible to escape from the building, as all the ground around is booby-trapped. Players have a few minutes to get into position before the waterman starts looking. The guys chose the west staircase, as you can see all 3 passages from there for the waterman to go down or up the floors. The long-haired kid took the top floor because you can see the whole building from there. So, time is up and the leader is on the hunt. It turned out to be a big man with a machine gun in his hands. The long-haired man assumed that the leader was under him, since he had not seen him come out, and that was the only blind spot. The first thing the leader did was to shoot the newcomers in the game, who were not far from our heroes. Such a spectacle naturally threw the guys off balance, but there is no time to panic, we must run away. The guys began to run down the stairs, and the leader was right behind them. Suddenly Arizo stops and tells Kuraba to stay on this floor. The boy trusted his friend, but the man in the hat thought it was a stupid move and ran on. However, Arizo was right. The driver passed them and continued down the stairs. The thing is that the distance from one ladder to the other is too big to run it before the leader gets to the shooting line, so it would be logical to go down as low as possible and add time to cover that distance. However, the leader thinks the same way, so he just goes down fast enough after the players and shoots them at the very bottom. Leaving on one of the upper floors, Arisu keeps himself and his friend alive. The only thing left to figure out is how to find the unlocked door. Kuraba shouts to the other players that they should play together, and if someone sees the leader, he shouts for the others to look for the base at the same time. The problem is that in a game of survival, people don't really trust each other. However, one girl told the others where the leader. The latter is distracted by her and she successfully escapes, though on the way the leader kills the other girl. Meanwhile, some kid in a cap decides to jump off a building and explodes. Should have listened carefully to the rules. And the 2 men decide to attack the lead and kill him. They also tell us that Arizo has the super skill to become invisible. It all comes from his childhood. You see, he was ignored by his family and ignored. Next we are shown an attempt by the players to kill the waterman. They pour a fire extinguisher on him and then attack him from behind. However, the driver is carrying another machine gun. Naturally, he shoots everyone, but Kuraba manages to escape, so Arizo pulls the attention of the leader on himself. And here our hero understands the mystery of the game. It turns out that the leader does not need to chase the players, he needs to protect the base so that the players do not go there. However, if he stands still, the players will immediately realize where the base is, so he changes his position a little, but the time is coming to an end and the leader gets closer to the base to protect it. Realizing this, the heroes decide to attack him. The long-haired one decides to help too. Arizo distracts the waterman and Kuraba joins him in the fight, helped by the long-haired one. Either way, it takes 2 people to complete the game. The waterman gets out of Kuraba's grasp and tries to stop Arizo, but a sporty girl appears in time, knocks out the waterman and ends the game. Arizo asks the girl to join his team, but she refuses as her attachment to someone prevents her from surviving. Next we are shown Chie and Saori, who have been together all this time and have become very close. In the end, Chie admits that he doesn't have any special skills like Arizo or Kurabi and that he is generally useless and injured. Next, Saori admits that she isn't a brave girl at all. She's afraid and doesn't know what to do. She is scared and doesn't know what to do. Amidst her general uselessness, Saori brushes up against Chie. They first kiss and then they make love. And after they are done, Saori talks about how she went through her first game. She played a game of hearts, which is a psychological game. One of the 4 carriages is filled with deadly gas, and there are only 3 cylinders to pass them. Saori passed this test just by luck. The first 3 carriages, she was wearing a gas mask. She was lucky enough to get into the last one because it was clean and the lethal gas was in one of the previous carriages. Attention spoilers. I warned you. Spoilers will follow. So, the third game begins and they have the hearts. 7 of hearts. The game is called hide and seek. Players must wear special devices. A random player becomes a wolf, the rest of the sheep. As soon as the wolf notices a sheep, the sensor registers it and the sheep becomes a wolf. Then the sheep has 3 seconds to hide from the new wolf. The game lasts 10 minutes and as soon as time runs out the wolf wins and the device on the sheep explodes. Yes, you read that correctly, there is only one survivor. Well, I think you're beginning to guess who will survive, but I'll tell you anyway. The 4 of course are shocked. They realize that they have to fight against each other. The game starts and Saori becomes the wolf. She realizes she wants to survive and runs away from the guys. Kuraba immediately rushes after them. Choto is crying again and Arisu is angry again. Kuraba catches up with the girl and rolls her to the floor. She closes her eyes so the sensor doesn't pass the wolf roll to Kuraba. Then the guy threatens to kill her, but Saori still won't open her eyes. Kuraba starts choking the girl, but she fights back. Barely out of breath, she hears Choto's voice and accidentally opens her eyes. The wolf becomes a whiner. He too runs away, but Arizo quickly catches up with him. After becoming the wolf, Arizo throws aloud that they are not friends anymore and applies his skill of being stealthy. The guy sits somewhere in the bushes and waits for time to run out. The others look for him, but to no avail. After a short lull, Tito suddenly gives out a speech. He doesn't want his friends to die, so he refuses to become a wolf. He also brags that he had sexual intercourse with Saori. Then a long scene begins where Arizo remembers what good friends he has. He tells everyone where he is so he can pass on the role of wolf to someone else. And here comes the surprise: 3 other guys have made exactly the same decision. He is now in the wolf's role. Arizo realizes that his friends have decided to sacrifice themselves and starts to look for them to save someone. But they are already hidden and do not intend to get in his face. At the same time we hear a rather touching story about Kuraba and Arizo's friendship. Saori also asks the boy to live for them. As soon as the timer expires, all 3 explode. To be honest, it's a great twist. At least from a 3-episode series I didn't expect that. There was a scene in the manga that wasn't added to the anime. After passing the test, Arizo was rewarded with a plate of fried ribs, at which point he went crazy. But the ending of this episode is the same as in the manga. A sports girl from the 2nd series comes to the half-dead Arizo and asks him if he wants to live. Not getting an answer, the girl leaves. The boy suddenly starts screaming that he's going to kill the creators of the game. In this case, the girl comes back to give the boy a hand and says let's go together. If anything, the anime is called Alice in the Borderlands. Thanks for watching and listening. Subscribe to the channel. See you soon.